be there live for the first show that breaks down the new BCS standings. It's the official BCS rating show. Or they're going to have plenty to talk about. Find out who's moving up, who's moving out, who's moving in towards the BCS whole game. The official BCS rating show tonight, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
He's talking about breakdowns. Is that Mac Brown down in Texas? Is he about to suffer?
Oh, indeed. Well, you see the Asheville, North Carolina connection for Roy Williams, and Jen Hildreth has more on that.
Special feeling for me. He said Asheville will have a special feeling for me. I'll always think of it as home. 7 schools offered me a scholarship. UNC Asheville was one of them. He hasn't forgotten that. You know, I talked to someone, he has always said it's been a big role model in his life. His high school coach, Buddy Baldwin. I talked to Coach Baldwin earlier this week, and he said, you know what I think sometimes people forget is Roy Williams is a good basketball player. He was such a competitor, and then he threw numbers at me, which I couldn't believe. He said he averaged 15 points his senior year, and he held the school record for a while for 35 points in a game. That's a coach for you, isn't it? Bringing out numbers like that.
Oh, yeah. You know, when you think about starting at the high school level, too, there's a purity to the game, especially when they started in this part of the world, Mike, coaching at the high school level.
Well, and that's why he said he liked going out to Maui so much, because that setting, that gym reminded him of a high school gym, and he just loves the atmosphere. I always think it's fascinating. Besides high school, Tim, the only head coaching experience he ever had before getting the Kansas job was the JV program here at North Carolina.
Yeah.
And that's really astonishing. And now he's up in Springfield in the Hall of Fame.
Thompson with a steal and a jam.
Too many of those, and that's what Eddie Biedenbach talked to Jan about at halftime, trying to limit those easy giveaways. It's hard enough to beat this team, but when you're giving them off points off turnovers, it's virtually impossible.
Trim in traffic, just throwing up an unanswered prayer. And again, Gray's almost got his hand in there. Lawson hit the deck and is grimacing in pain. Prim gets the layup. Ty went down. His back was giving him a problem as he picked himself up off the deck.
And we talked about it, though, maybe the toughness of playing through something like that. He's hobbling around, but continuing to run his ball club.
Well, they were being cautious with Tyler Hansbrough. We get to a point now in games like this, 14 full minutes left to be played. You don't want to see something bad happen to one of these outstanding players, because you know they'll all play. They always do at North Carolina.
Well, you look at the minutes played up and down the roster, and nobody is over 30. And that's a function of the large margins that they've been winning by so far this year. But still, any minutes you can save now in November and December is going to pay dividends for you in March.
So much for the hobbling Ty Lawson as he knocks down another shot from deep. He's got 20.
You know, Timmy, it always amazes me. Players are more hurt on the defensive end of the floor than they are when they're shooting the ball. There's a miraculous healing process that takes place.
From one end of the floor to the other. Green saves it to Lawson. Ellington for 3. They're like human pogo sticks down there. Ellington follows. And finally, Ridenhour retrieves it and gets it out to Prim for UNC Asheville. Sean Smith not there. He's struggling from deep. Reed August also struggling from downtown. Smith coming away with the rebound. There's that steal again. Right back in the passing lane, Lawson. Prim. Let's show sportsmanship there. I believe what Roy wanted was an intentional foul.
Well, I got to tell you, I think Roy Williams just had a flashback, and he saw Ty Zeller getting injured the last go-around, except this is his starting point guard. Here's the play. Prim going up, and just coming down awfully hard. He did try to catch him at the end.
Yes, he did. But I do understand Roy's concern. And we just mentioned it a moment ago. It's this kind of game, it seems so inconsequential at this stage, and now Lawson at the free throw line. You see freewheeling substitutions now for North Carolina.
Larry Drew is over there at the sideline.
He'll come in for Lawson after the free throw. Justin Watts has checked into the game, and I think that's what Roy is talking with Mike Nance about, one of our officials. throws come in for Lawson. And we'll listen to the response for him as he sits down. You mentioned Tyler Zeller. We were talking with Coach Williams before the game, Mike, and he just could not stop talking about the future that that 7-footer has.
Well, and he's fortunate he'll get all of his freshman year back.
August, not there. Stevenson fighting in amongst the trees, or has his pocket picked by Larry Drew II. And that was a freshman shot that time as he forced the issue a bit.
Well, I think you're going to see that this team will not get the number of easy opportunities in the break that they do with Tyler Lawson out there, no question about it. But
another rejection inside by Davis. And a tap out to Larry Drew. Green, count them, 5 threes in this half.
That was just that was a confident shot. He didn't have great board coverage on the break, but he's seeing such a big basket right now, not afraid to pull a trigger.
We got a brief look at Zeller over there in plain clothes and that injured wrist of his. Another backdoor cut by Ridenhour, but quickly defended, double teamed by North Carolina, throwing up the errant shot. Will he do it again? Will he do it again?
I think, look at Roy Williams. He has got his hands out. Look at it. That was shot from the state logo in the middle of the floor.
It was like, take that, McElharney.
All right, show me something now. Shoot it now, Danny.
Put your dancing shoes on. 7, no, the iron unkind. Oh my. He had to pump it up, he really did. And Eddie Beanbach's gonna get a timeout. Enough with the coronation, says the coach from UNC Asheville. Oh, he wanted number 7 so badly.
Here's the look at it again. That was a conventional 3. We'll give him that one. But then this is the bomb. Look at this. He is still in the state of North Carolina.
Was that closer to the Queen City? I'm not really sure. We'll be right back.
Partner, let me upgrade you.